Hi, welcome back to Introduction to Pharmaceutical Industry. Today we're going to discuss regulatory framework and compliance, which are essential to ensure safety, efficacy, and quality of pharmaceutical products. In this map, you can find examples of regulatory agencies such as the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, European Medicines Agency, EMA, and others that play a critical role in overseeing the pharmaceutical industry. These agencies are responsible for evaluating clinical trial data, inspecting manufacturing facilities, and monitoring adverse effects once drugs are on the market. They must assure that the process is transparent and compliant with policies, regulations, rules, standards, and any requirement by law. The regulatory process varies across countries. However, it begins with an application that must be submitted even before the clinical trials start. The regulatory agency reviews this information to ensure that the proposed trials are scientifically sound and that the safety of the participants is protected. During the clinical trials, companies must adhere to good clinical and good laboratory practices. These ensure that trials are conducted ethically and that the data collected is reliable. Regulatory agencies may conduct inspections of trial sites to ensure compliance with these guidelines. Once clinical trials are completed, companies submit further documentation, including data from preclinical and clinical studies, manufacturing details, proposed labeling, and plans for post-marketing surveillance. Regulatory agencies also inspect manufacturing facilities to ensure compliance with good manufacturing practices, or GMP. These inspections are crucial for verifying that drugs are produced consistently and meet quality standards. Any deficiencies found during inspections of personnel, machinery, or process, for example, must be corrected before a drug can be approved and continue to be marketed. Once a drug is approved, it's subject to post-marketing surveillance to monitor its safety and efficacy in the general population. This ongoing process, known as pharmacovigilance, involves collecting and analyzing data on adverse events reported by healthcare professionals and patients. Regulatory agencies can take action if new safety concerns arise, including update labeling, restricting use, or even withdrawing the drug from the market. Pharmaceutical companies must also comply with regulations around advertisement and promotion. Make sure that they are truthful, not misleading, and balanced. In these advertisements, companies must provide information that are accurate around benefits and risks of the medication. Compliance with regulatory requirements is crucial for pharmaceutical companies. Failure to comply can result in severe consequences, including fines, product recalls, and damage to the company's reputation. Therefore, companies invest heavily in regulatory affairs and quality assurance departments to navigate the complex regulatory landscape. In history, we had many cases of side effects and deaths that could have been avoided if more strict regulations were in place. Notable examples include thalidomide, which caused severe birth defects in the late 1950s and early 1960s, and also rofecoxib, or Vioxx, which was linked to increased risk of heart attacks and strokes and was withdrawn from the market in 2004. In summary, regulatory framework and compliance are essential to make sure that the public is safe, that the medication is effective, and the pharmaceutical products are of high quality. And these regulations govern every single stage of a drug's life cycle, from the conceptualization right at the beginning to the post-market surveillance at the end. In the next video, we're going to talk a bit more about post-market surveillance and pharmacovigilance. I'll see you then.